Morning, everyone. This is First Appearance Court. My name is Steven Zachor. I'll be the judge today. You are here because you've been arrested and charged with a criminal offense. The purpose of this morning's hearing is to, first of all, let you know what you've been charged with. Second of all, for me to determine whether or not there's probable cause to hold you for those charges. Third, for me to determine any release conditions, if appropriate. Release conditions could range from being held without bond to being released on your own recognizance, or many options in between. These proceedings are video recorded, which means everything you say can be used against you later on. So I advise you to exercise your right to remain silent and not talk about the facts of your case. Many people in your situations feel they're helping themselves if they could just explain what happened. But so early on, that's not a wise decision because you haven't had a chance to talk to a lawyer. You may not realize that you're hurting yourself more than helping yourself. So I suggest you exercise your right to remain silent. Do not talk about the facts of the case. Please feel free to share with me, though, your ties to the South Florida community, how long you've lived in South Florida, whether or not you own any property in South Florida, friends or family in South Florida, your employment, anything that will establish your ties to the South Florida community and help us understand your likeliness to return to court in the future if necessary. You are entitled to an attorney for these proceedings. In the main jail, I saw Ms. Pollack, and in the courtroom here, we have Mr. Afzal. They are here for your benefit. You're also free to use your own attorney. If you have your own attorney, please let me know, and we can see if we can make arrangements for them to come back this afternoon or maybe as late as tomorrow morning. With that being said, we are going to start with
Judge Zachor.
Yes, sir. We're going to start with Mark Brown, apparently.
Yeah, could you do me a big favor? I had
for
two
you.
of them up here.
Who do you have?
Mr. Jones on page 18.
Leon Jones?
Sorry, Jones. Yeah, Leon Jones, 22. I'm sorry. Come on,
It's
Mr.
okay, I
Jones.
found him either way.
Right.
Are you Mr. Leon Jones?
Go home. Yes, I like to go home.
Okay, good morning, sir. You've been charged in case number 16-000-9238 with the crime of grand theft. That's for an offense that occurred on the 5th day of May this year. And the state of Florida has filed that against you.
About paying some money?
No,
Yeah,
Sir, don't
right.
talk about what happened.
Anyway, so you're charged with grand theft for an offense that occurred on May 5th. Your bond is $1,000. You'll have an arraignment date set for you this week.
On grand theft?
On
Can
grand
I
theft,
ask you
yes,
where
sir.
at? Can I ask you where at?
You can. Give me 1 second.
Judge Bailey.
Somewhere on Young Circle Park in Hollywood. Young Circle Park in Hollywood.
Well, I want to plead no contest.
I appreciate that, sir, but I cannot resolve felony charges at first appearance court.
Yeah,
So-
but I have to go home. I have a house on SSI. I can't sit in here.
Okay, you have a lawyer?
No, they told me to order a public defender.
I will appoint the public defender's office for you.
Judge,
No.
if he has a house and he doesn't have a substantial record with the court, ROR him and tell him to come back to court.
He's going to get an arraignment date this week. I'm just going to leave the $1,000
Okay,
bond as put. And if
Okay,
the
I'll
division
take
judge-
that.
I'm sorry?
I'll take the RO. I'll take the ROR.
I asked for it. But
Unfortunately, that wasn't being offered by me. Your attorney was requesting it on your behalf.
Well, I have to go home and pay my bills. I have a place to stay.
Okay, you're going to get an arraignment date this week, sir. Your bond is $1,000.
No, I don't want to be in here. That's what I'm teaching you.
I don't blame you, but I understand. Believe me, I'm not saying you want to be there. I'm sure everybody in there doesn't want to be there.
What about-
a week ago.
what
If you
about?
listen when I'm talking
Sir-
and release all
You're
my
really not
Hey,
helping
hey,
yourself, sir. This is
Mr.
one of those
Jones,
situations
calm
where you'd be
down
better
and
off
listen
not
to the judge.
talking.
No, bro, listen when I'm talking. I just got out of jail 1 week ago.
Exactly.
As I said, you're not helping yourself.
Can you appoint our office representative? Oh.
I did. All right, we're all done with him, Deputy. Thank you. Good luck to you,
We're done? Let's go.
Mr. Jones.
Page 18, Livingston. You're going to go back to cell one. No, that's it. No, you didn't. Have a seat. Go ahead, Livingston.
Livingston.
Corey Livingston.
Judge, at this time, I'm going to invoke his right to remain silent.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Livingston. You are charged in count 1 with driving on a suspended license as an habitual offender. Do you have the driver's record? And count 2 is carjacking with a firearm or weapon. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit, both probable cause affidavits actually. I do find probable cause for both charges. As count 2 is an offense punishable by life. Mr. Livingston, you can be held no bond if I find that the proof of guilt is evident or the presumption of guilt is great based on the 4 corners of both probable cause affidavits. I do find that standard is satisfied. Your bond on count 1, the driving on a suspended license, is $750. You'll be held no bond on count 2.
Judge, I did have an opportunity to speak with him.
Okay.
He doesn't have money in the bank. He doesn't have any assets to retain a private attorney, and he's requesting the services of the public defender. I'm asking the court, due to the serious nature of the charges, to appoint our office.
Okay, Mr. Livingston, I'm going to appoint the public defender on your behalf. All set.
Yeah, I'd just ask for an order of no victim contact, please.
Additionally, Mr. Livingston, it's a condition of any bond, but further order of the court, you're not to have any contact with anyone involved in the case, okay? All right. All set.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Judge Court.
You're welcome, sir. All right. Now we have Mr. Pouprit.
Got out of prison.
Good morning, Judge.
Morning, sir.
Carlos Canet on behalf of Ms. Poupert. Poppert, sorry.
Mr. Poppert, your attorney, Carlos Canet, is here on your behalf. You have been charged with 1 count of aggravated battery causing bodily harm. They say that's a domestic violence charge. Mr. Canet, do you have a probable cause argument?
Not at this time, Judge.
All right, the court does find probable cause to hold you for the charges of aggravated battery. Does Mr. Poppert have a criminal history?
Yes, Your Honor. The first thing I'd ask the court to take into consideration, you actually handled Mr. Popert's first appearance on July 25th of this year. Find the court with a copy of the probable cause affidavit. I was against the same alleged victim. It was actually, the charge was declined on last Thursday. He has a significant amount of prior DUI arrests out of Kansas. In 2009, he had a DUI 4th or more. He had a 2015 resisting without violence. And Patrice, I see that there was a prior to Palm Beach. Was that a DUI also, or was that the resisting without violence? If you have. I'm looking at Your Honor's notes on the priors, but I can't make out the Palm Beach. No, so that was out. Okay, so that's you. Yeah, I think you'd written county probation, but I just didn't know what the offense was.
Okay, Mr. Canet, what do you want to present?
Well, Judge, as State of Florida made you aware, the case that we were here for on the 24th was no information or no action by the State of Florida, so that case no longer exists. It is apparent, given what the law enforcement is describing in this PC affidavit, that this time there was or appears to have been alcohol involved. Ms. Jones, the alleged victim in this case, contacted me last night to let me know that this had taken place, and her big concern is that he should receive help or receive treatment. So with that being, and I think, of course, I agree with her. With that being said, Judge, I would ask the court to permit, first of all, to set a standard bond. And Mr. Poppert at this time understands that it's likely there'll be a no contact order with Ms. Jones.
They're not last time?
There wasn't last time because they want to be together. She seems to suggest that all these contacts with law enforcement are fueled by alcohol. That when he's sober, there's no law enforcement contact. So if there is going to be a separation order, Judge, I'm hoping that the court will at least consider allowing them to communicate telephonically, because they still want to communicate. The thing is, she is actively engaged in finding a residential treatment facility for him. And the one thing that I would ask this court to consider is that if he is going to be held, at least let there be a custody transfer to a residential treatment program that would be acceptable to all the interested parties. That's what I'm suggesting at this time, Judge.
I just don't know how I control that, if we don't know who the residential program is.
Well, I can
know
always-
I'm always told every program is different. Yeah, that's usually done. What I was thinking, honestly, was in addition to bond, pretrial services, with an initial drug and alcohol evaluation, follow-up treatment and care.
That works also, but he's going into treatment, Judge. There's no way around
Well,
that.
Madam Pretrial Services Officer, if he moves, let's just say he gets out now on a bond and pretrial release, and then finds a residential that he wants to enter on his own.
Well, I could handle that, Judge. I
Yeah.
could handle that very easily.
Okay.
That's.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it a $7,500 bond. Pretrial services with the drug and alcohol evaluation, follow-up care and treatment. 7 days to complete the drug and alcohol evaluation. And then if you need to modify it in front of probably Judge Cohen at this point.
Right, exactly. He'll be in front of Judge Jeff Cohn.
And I am going to issue a no contact order. For the time being, the no contact order is going to be a straight no contact order. Again, have that modified in front of Judge Cohen if appropriate.
All right, Judge.
And I think,
Judge, is there any way to allow, say, me to act as intermediary? I know.
I'm sure you want to do that.
Well, I do. I know these folks, Judge. And there needs to be, at least logistically, some kind of communication.
If you're
between
willing
the
to,
two.
I don't have any, I mean, you're a member of the bar, obviously.
All right.
There's going to be no inappropriate
No,
conduct if you're involved.
No,
so
I understand what no
contact between,
is.
if it's through you, not a problem.
Through me? Okay, thank you, Judge.
Certainly not a problem.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I
Absolutely.
appreciate it. Oh,
No, it's no contact, but it'll be permitted through Mr. Connett.
all right.
Yes, it's no contact in the traditional sense.
Judge, do I get paperwork here? Or
Question?
no?
Will he get a copy of that now, or no? That goes through the jail, Patrice. She's going to give you a copy.
Thank you.
Ready, Mr. Odom?
Yes, Judge. First one I call is Mr. Curtis Joseph on page 12 of the court docket.
Can I call Joseph Curtis instead?
Yes.
Or is it Curtis My paperwork says Joseph Curtis.
Last name's Curtis, first name's
Okay,
Joseph.
I know. Two first names makes it tough.
Yeah.
You're all done, Mr. Poppert. Joseph Curtis?
First thing I'm asking the court to do, I'm providing two separate orders to the court. One for case number 166866 MO10A. Also, I'm providing an order for 167541 MO10A. On behalf of Mr. Lawrence, I'm seeking to have appointment on both cases.
Okay.
I'm looking at the case that he was cases on. I don't know if the court has any paperwork on that one, but information has been filed already. And then he also has the current arrest that he was picked up on, in which they also found out he had to take this on the 6 case. What we would like to do today, Your Honor, if we can, by all means, resolve both of these cases. They appear to be both similar to each other.
They both appear to be panhandling. Like both charges, if I'm reading it correctly.
That's gonna have a lawyer.
Right away.
That's your lawyer, right there, on the
All
right.
right, are you Mr. Curtis?
Yes, I am, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Curtis. First of all,
Good
I've
morning.
appointed on your behalf Attorney George Odom through the offices of Jar McLaurin to represent you on this matter.
Thank you.
You've been charged with solicitation in the right-of-way which is a municipal ordinance case, and then you had a warrant in case number 16006-866M0MO10A, basically for the same charge. Mr. Odom tells me you'd be interested in resolving both charges this morning.
Yes, I would, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand, please. Are you Joseph Curtis?
Yes, I am, sir.
Swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
I do.
Put your hand down. All right, if you resolve both of these charges, you'd be giving up your constitutional rights. First and foremost, you'd be giving up the fact that you are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty by the city. You'd also be giving up the right to a trial and have an attorney like Mr. Odom represent you at that trial. You're giving up a right to confront the city's witnesses or to call your own witnesses. Would you like to resolve those charges? Would you like to give up those rights and resolve those charges this morning?
Yes, I would, Your Honor.
How do you plead, sir?
No contest.
I'll accept your no contest plea as a knowing and voluntary waiver of your rights and sentence you to an adjudication of the time you've served on both counts. You're all set, Mr. Curtis?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next judge is on page 13.
Alberto Ramos?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Ramos. You're charged in count 1. You have a warrant, case number 11-011-859-MM10A. You have a warrant, case number 11-013-784-MO10A. And a traffic warrant, case number 14-074-962-TC40A. MH, Judge Lerner read?
No, MI is you would think it would be, but.
George Odom again on behalf of Mr. McLawrence. I'm only speaking to case number 110137.
Yeah, be quiet, step out.
10A. He does have a $250 bond on that. I'm asking one of two things. The first one is not applicable to the court. It's entitled to the court. We would like to resolve the MO case today. It is to my understanding that they are not intertwined with either of his misdemeanor or his traffic criminal violation that's alleged. However, the court would rather these be resolved all together at one time in front of a division judge. And I would ask at least on the MO that the court would consider it all are. But I think we can resolve it.
Okay. Well, Judge, he would like to resolve everything. I represent him on the other two charges, two cases.
Well, I'm a little uncomfortable with the resolving 11-011-859-MM10A. I have no paperwork describing the offense. It's a warrant for 2011, and the listed charge is loitering and prowling. So, just because I don't know exactly the facts of the case, I'd be a little uncomfortable at this stage resolving it. Can I just drive there?
What's his name? Alberto Ramos.
I'm also not comfortable resolving the driving on a suspended license charge. The municipal ordinance, though, does seem to be unrelated, either in type of charge or in actual transaction. So I have no problem resolving the municipal ordinance if that's what you want to do, Mr. Ramos. You understand what I'm saying so far? All right. On that municipal ordinance charge, you have Attorney George Odom here on your behalf. So if you want to resolve that charge, I'm happy to do that for you. But the other two are going to stay put, and for now the bonds are $500 each. So do you want to resolve the municipal ordinance, or you just want to do it all together? Your mic's not on, sir. Ms. Paula, could you help us with the mic? Thank you.
I'm saying I want to resolve it all together.
You want to resolve it all together?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's not going to be this morning then.
Okay. Whatever,
Okay. All right. So then your bond is $500 on count 1, $250 on count 2, and $500 on count 3. Looks like you have a court date on the 17th, which is Wednesday at 9 a.m.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Judge.
Outside, sir.
And last I
Outside.
have, and I can get out your here, is
Down the
on
middle.
page 21 of the court's docket. Also, Daniel Soap, who's at Main Jail, SOAT.
Daniel Soap.
Do you have an attorney?
Daniel Soap?
What page?
He was here.
What page?
21.
I get it. Tell him the noise. Tell him.
Oh. He's coming, Judge.
Thank you.
Your probation on Obama? Were you arrested by yourself? You have children? You work?
George Oak, on behalf of Mr. McLawrence, I'm also going to be asking the court to appoint Mr. McLawrence as law firm in this case. He has an out-of-county hold judge from Volusia County. I think in this count, the municipal ordinance case, which is actually case number 16754 MO10A. Proper form, I'll start over, but I'll speak a little quicker. George Odom, on behalf of Mr. Lawrence, I'm first asking the court to appoint us to Mr. Soap's case. Second, I will be asking the court, if we are appointed, to get involved. He has an out-of-county hold out of Volusia County. I think it's in his best interest to resolve count, the municipal ordinance count, so that one, it's an open container, and two, he can be able to be transported back to Volusia County and that business.
Good morning, Mr. Soap. You're charged
Good
in
morning,
count
Your Honor.
one with municipal ordinance for an open container. Count two is a violation of probation warrant from Volusia County. Is it a warrant?
Your Honor, as a friend of the court, I would like to advise both the court and Mr. Odom that I had an opportunity to talk to Mr. Soap briefly, and he may be on probation out of Volusia County.
Okay, thank you.
In light of that, Your Honor, then I will just ask the court. I would then just ask the court not to resolve this case today. However, can we all arm? It's a $25 bond. And I think he has money in $25 in his case to pay for that. He'll be able to be transported if all armed in the county. Once again, his bank business, and then probably give him notice to appear for this case.
Okay, so Mr. Soap, what they're saying is they don't want to, it's not in your best interest to resolve the open container because it could affect your probation charge.
Oh, I don't know. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? How about now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, they're advised, count one is a municipal ordinance for having an open container. Okay, obviously not the most serious charge in the world, but because you're on probation for a felony, they're advising that you shouldn't resolve the charges against, you shouldn't resolve the charges of the open container. I tend to agree with them. It's too big of a risk for you. So, but I will ROR you on count one, and you'll be held no bond on the violation of probation warrant. Okay?
There's no way I can have a bond?
No, not on the violation of probation. There's a no bond warrant out of Volusia County.
Your Honor, what's the average time it takes Daytona Beach to come get me?
The average time it takes Daytona Beach to come get you, there's a lot of different factors that would play into that. I can't answer it directly.
I think it's a chokeout case. Yeah, allegedly.
I'm not trying to give you a hard time. There's just, it depends on whether or not they want to wait for the municipal ordinance to get resolved down here, whether or not, if this was the
Then why
only thing
can't-
holding you, I would think they would come to get you within 7 to 10 days.
7 to 10 days?
The sheriff's office is letting me know they're going to contact Volusia County today to let them know you're ready to get picked up. So it should be quick.
All right, great.
7 to 10 days.
All right, thanks.
Okay?
That's it.
I didn't sign any of it. Okay.
Nice. Is he back?
Good, how you doing?
We can't take him anywhere.
No.
Name and page?
Villa Mazur, Judge, page 3. Judge, this is a Bradford Cohen on his behalf, from Cohen and McMullen. Judge.
Juan Villamazar?
Zero Bazaar? Brief recall, Judge?
Okay, let us know when he's available, please.
Yes, sir.
Susan Howells?
How many children do
Morning, Ms. Howells. You were charged with one count of domestic violence battery. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause. Does Ms. Howells have any criminal history?
None that I see, Your Honor.
Any contact with the victim?
Yes, Your Honor, the victim has no say.
Okay, Pollock?
Your Honor, she's currently working for Louis Bosey as a hostess for 6 months. She worked prior to that at the counter on bakery sales at the Grand Porno for a year and a half. She is 40 years old. She has no prior record. And she's been here for 40 years.
Okay.
She has substantial ties to this community. We would ask you to consider pretrial release.
All right, it's going to be a $500 bond. For the time being, there to be no contact directly or indirectly with Ansel Placeris.
Judge, can we have an order for her to have access to her phone for bond purposes?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Jarvis James. Morning, Mr. James.
Good morning.
You've been charged with one count of domestic violence battery. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause to hold you for these charges. Does Mr. James have any history?
2013, possession of cocaine. There's an arrest for battery in 2012. Against the same alleged victim that was dropped. 2000, robbery with a weapon, robbery with a firearm or deadly weapon, 10-year state prison. End of record.
Any contact?
Yes, Your Honor, the victim has no safety concerns.
Ms. Pollock?
Okay. Your Honor, he's lived here all his life. He has 2 children, and he works labor starting this year. He works with the labor pool. He has family here.
Okay, it's going to be a $2,500 bond. There's to be no contact directly or indirectly with Shanitra Janae Moore. If she's the mother of his 2 children, then third-party contact for purposes of child arrangements is appropriate.
Thank you, Judge.
Sean Patel? Come up.
And Mr. Cohen's client is here, Judge.
Okay.
Thanks, Judge, and thanks, Judge.
All right, we'll have a seat, ma'am. We're good. Juan Villamazar, have a seat, Mr. Patel, just right on the end there.
Good morning, Judge. Bradford Cohen on behalf of Mr. Villamazar. Judge, this is a case from actually 2015. It was a non-in-custody info that was filed. The defendant didn't know about it. He was actually coming back from a cruise from the Keys, or going on a cruise from the Keys. He was arrested. I think he spent about a week and a half at least in jail. I think he was arrested on the 31st.
Arrested?
In the Keys. I think he was. I believe he has one prior misdemeanor, but I'm not positive about it, Judge. I tried to do some research on it. He is a U.S. citizen. He's lived in South Florida pretty much his entire life since becoming a U.S. citizen, let me put it that way. We would ask, I think there was also a waiver of prosecution that was actually filed in the case. I don't know where the case is going to go, but we would ask for a bond in the amount of $7,500.
you have any contact with the victim? Mr. Linder?
Your Honor, 2009, he had a battery against one of the same alleged victims.
All right, so what I'll do is I'll do a $5,000 bond on count 1 and $1,500 on 2 and 3.
Thank you, Judge.
That's 8 citizens.
That's fine. Thanks, Judge.
And no contact.
No contact with the victim.
Either victim. There's 2.
What about my kid?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna address, Judge. Judge, he does have a child. Can we?
With one of the victims.
Yeah, can we say no harmful contact unless it's
Third-party contact.
Third-party contact for the child. Thanks,
Child
Judge.
care. You're fine.
Thanks, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Is there someone else?
All right, Mr. Patel. Go on, ma'am.
Yes, I just wanted to share.
Who are you?
Oh,
Your name?
I'm sorry, Christy Lee.
Christy Lee? Okay. Are you the person protected by the injunction?
No, it
Okay.
is his dad. Is the one protected by the injunction.
Okay. Are you related to Mr. Patel?
I am his dad's business and personal partner.
Okay. Mr. Patel, you've been charged with 1 count of violation of an injunction for the protection against domestic violence. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. There is probable cause. Apparently, this is an ex parte injunction out of the state of Indiana, and Ms. Lee is here
In his defense.
on your behalf. And what is it you want me to know, Ms. Lee?
Sure. About a year ago.
He knows you, obviously?
Yeah.
Okay.
A year ago, his dad had put into place a protective order due to just hostile relationship between the two. Since then, in the past 3 to 4 months, his dad and Sean have reconciled, and we were on a cruise where his grandpa's 80, so his dad brought all the family together. Our personal friend is the prosecutor in Indiana, Terre Haute, and he put the restraining order in place when, Kayer was in fear. But we were under the understanding that we had to drop it. So Sean, we were all on the cruise together. Sean was in a different room. Border Patrol took him, but he and his dad have no conflict at this time. So we were not understanding that we had to drop the restraining order. We just thought it's been a year, everybody's doing well, the relationship has mended, and there's no fear at this time.
So everybody knows it's in effect until August 5th, 2017.
Right. Thank you. We did not know that.
And everybody lives in Indiana?
Correct.
Mr. Linder, were you able to find anything on Mr. Patel?
He's on our list. I don't think he's on our list. Oh, okay. The only thing we see, Your Honor, he had a possession of controlled substance out of Indiana, 2015? 2015, and it just confirms, the system just confirms the injunction, that's all.
Okay, so everybody lives in Indiana.
Correct.
Is everybody back but him and you?
Correct. And his aunt.
All right, anything you want to present, Ms. Pollack, in light of what Ms. Lee just presented?
I can confirm that he's from Indiana, Judge, and that is his only record, and would ask that you consider an ROR.
Okay, Mr. Patel, you understand that I don't know what's going to happen, whether or not charges will be filed, but if they are filed, you're going to have to come back to the state of Florida.
Yes, sir.
And do you understand what happens if charges are filed and you don't come back to the state of Florida?
Yes, sir.
What happens?
Bench warrant, sir.
Yeah, you end up coming back anyway, just in less comfortable means of travel, typically. Ms. Lee, what's his financial situation?
I'll take care of whatever I need to.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll be his financial.
All right, what I'm going to do is I am going to require a bond under the circumstance. I'll have to make it a $1,000 bond. So upon posting of the bond, you will be able to be released. But again, you have to be proactive in determining whether or not you need. Charges may not be filed. You may not have to come back. But make sure, don't just rely on someone to tell you. I'd be proactive about it, if you know what I mean. And as of right now, I'm going to order that you have no contact with your father, but I don't even have to do that because the injunction from Indiana is still in effect. Now, that may get changed when everybody gets back to Indiana, but as we sit here right now, there is still an injunction, and it's in effect until August 5th, 2017.
Yes, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, thank you for coming down, Ms.
Do
Lee.
I leave? I just don't want to be disrespectful.
Nope, you're all set. Thank you for coming down. Muntaz Majid.
He declined the public defender, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Majid, good morning. You're charged in count 1 with driving on a suspended license, third or subsequent offense. Count 2, violation of an injunction for the protection against domestic violence. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit.
Renell
I do find probable cause.
Renell Coleman.
Does he have any criminal history?
Yes, Your Honor, just one moment, please.
Any victim contact?
Yeah, I've got. First off, he's out right now.
Yes, okay. Run it back.
Any other criminal history?
Your Honor, in 2015, he pled out violating the same injunction against the same victim, obviously. 2014, he had an enhanced DUI with violation of an injunction. 1998, DUI leaving the scene of an accident.
Okay. Mr. Majid, I understand you declined the services of the public defender. How long have you lived in South Florida?
Over 23 years now.
Are you working?
I'm self-employed as a mechanic.
Auto mechanic?
Diesel mechanic, yeah.
Do you own a business? Or do you,
No, I don't.
do you own any property in South Florida?
No, I just prior got out of a divorce, which I lost my home and vehicle and everything.
Okay.
I'm staying at my dad for a little bit, and I sleep in my car for a couple of days and back and forth.
Okay. All right, so on count 1, the driving on a suspended license, third or subsequent offense, that's going to be a $750 bond. On count 2, the violation of injunction for the protection against domestic violence, which is the same injunction you're on pretrial services for, and the same injunction you said he was violating in the past?
Yes.
That's going to be a $25,000 bond. As a condition of those bonds, there's to be no contact directly or indirectly with Kajael Majid. I said that right. If I didn't say that right, I apologize. As I find the defendant committed a probable cause, the defendant committed a new offense while out on pretrial services in case number 16003-648 MM10A. I'm going to revoke pretrial services. In that case, the defendant is to be held no bond on that case. And as I find the defendant committed a new offense while out on bond, case number 16004-092 for the crime of felony driving under the influence.
Trace.
I'm going to revoke
Is your case a
bond in that case.
Mr.
To be held no bond as well.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Because I can't be certain, and these cases might be in front of different judges, I would ask, since he's technically bond eligible in the present case before you, and because of his prior alleged violations of the injunction and charges he's pled out, that should he post the bond in that matter, he be placed on a GPS monitor.
Fair enough. Fair request. GPS level 2 monitoring. Forced to no contact.
30.
Okay. All right, that's it, Mr. Majid.
You don't have a bond.
Frank Retteguiz.
Your Honor, if I could be heard before you set a bond or anything.
Are you back?
How do you pronounce your name, sir?
Retegas.
I wasn't even close. All right, Mr. Retteguiz, you're charged in count 1 with burglary with an assault or battery. Count 2 is simple battery. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause for both charges. Count 1 is a felony punishable by up to life. You could be held no bond. My understanding is...
If I could just make a brief record, Your Honor. Mr. Ortega's, this has no record. I spoke with Mr. Madigan this morning. He does have safety concerns. He's going to be seeking an injunction. He did inform me that recently Mr. Ortega's has constantly been going by where he lives, seeing if he's home. It does cause concern, but he does not have an objection to the court setting bond today with a no contact order. Just as Mr. Ortega's understands, any violation of that no contact order could possibly lead to a no bond hold for violating release conditions.
Okay. Did you get that, Mr. Retteguiz?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
I said it wrong again, didn't I? It's Retteguiz.
Yeah, Retegas, yeah.
So in count 1, you could be held without bond, okay? But under the circumstances of your lack of criminal history and the circumstances of the victim's wishes, nobody is seeking that. So you will get a bond, but a condition of that bond is going to be a no contact order. And if you were to violate that no contact order, you on your own, by your own actions, would kind of turn it into a no bond warrant. Does that make sense?
That does. Understandable.
All right.
Yeah.
Ms. Pollack? Anything?
Your Honor, he lives by himself, and he has pets at home, and he is extremely worried about them. He has lived here for 22 years, and he has worked for a lighting company in sales for 7 years, the same lighting company.
And just to advise Mr. Ortega's, the dogs are being looked after.
Apparently the dogs are being taken care of. So
Thank goodness. Good.
That'll ease your concern somewhat. All right. Under the circumstances then, it's going to be a $5,000 bond on count 1, a $1,000 bond on count 2. As I said, there's to be no contact, directly or indirectly, with Stephen Alfred Madigan.
How do I don't have do that.
You need access to your property?
Eric
You
Robinson.
need access to your phone?
Yeah.
Your Honor, can he have access to his phone for bond purposes?
Yes.
Carl?
Hello, Bond. I may also interview me for pre-trial release.
Are you Eric Robinson?
Yes, sir.
Good morning. You're charged in count 1 with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. That's a domestic violence charge. Count 2 is domestic battery by strangulation. Count 3 is possession of opium or a derivative
Carl,
thereof.
Richardson. Are you on the free trial on another case?
I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause.
Prior felony. Stephen?
Does Mr. Robinson have a criminal history?
2009 at a Broward DUI and refusal to submit to testing. Possession controlled substance 03 at a DeLand. Sale delivery controlled substance. 2 counts in possession of Schedule 3 controlled substance at a Daytona Beach in 03.
All the same charges.
DUI 02. Obstructing, resisting without violence 99. See an arrest out of Massachusetts in 93 for domestic violence, assault, and battery, threatening to commit a crime. I have no disposition. One moment. And showing on the drug priors out of 03 and 02 out of Volusia County, he was sentenced to 5-year state prison. End of record, Judge.
Any contact?
No contact, Your Honor.
Ms. Pollack?
Your Honor, I'm told that the domestic was dismissed or dropped.
The attorney, state attorney's office, no cause.
He's lived in South Florida for 22 years. He has family here. He works full-time for Liberty Settlement, where they buy and sell annuities, and he's worked there for 3 years.
Just got a house in February.
He has a house in his name, and he has significant ties to this community. I would ask Your Honor to set a bond in conjunction with that.
Okay, count one's gonna be a $10,000 bond. Count two is gonna be a $2,500 bond. There's a $100 bond in place for count three.
How much is it?
100 on count three?
It's 1,000.
100 is written on mine.
So,
6.
There's a comma, but there's only 2 zeros.
it's same with
Neil
third-degree
White.
drug
On
charge.
the order sheet, there is 1,000. The standard bond for the drug charge would be 1,000.
Can you
All right.
lower the second one down, like 10,000? I mean, can you lower
Judge,
the
he was interviewed by pretrial release this morning. Would that be a consideration?
My understanding is everybody's interviewed and then they make their recommendations. But even if I were to provide pretrial services, it would still be in conjunction with a bond. So the bond on count one is going to be $10,000. Bond on count two is $25,000. The bond on count three is $1,000. And as a condition of the bonds, there's to be no contact of any type, directly or indirectly, with Isabella Tagliarini.
Can he have access to his phone for bond purposes, Your Honor?
Of course.
And how about third-party contact with her, because she has the keys to my house, I don't know where to get in my house.
And he would like third-party contact with the alleged victim because the alleged victim has keys to his home and he doesn't have any other way of getting in.
All right, under those circumstances, sir, you call the local police department, explain the situation, they'll escort you there so that any property you have can be retrieved safely. And
No,
then
it's my house.
That'll be taken
She
care
doesn't
of.
live there. She's not living there, but she has the keys to the house.
All right.
Well, wherever it is, if she has property of yours that you're rightfully entitled to get back, when there's a no contact order in place, the police will escort you.
So altogether, how much?
13.
Denise Porter. Good morning, Ms. Porter. You're charged in count one with domestic violence battery, count two criminal mischief, causing damage between $200 and $1,000.
Sign for an address city.
I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause. Does Ms. Porter have any
Just
criminal
it doesn't
history?
say domestic. One moment, Judge. Your Honor, all I see is traffic prior.
Traffic, okay. Any contact with the victim?
No contact, Your Honor.
Ms. Pollack?
Your Honor, she has lived in Broward County for 29 years, which is her age. She has 2 children, 4 and 1 year old. She has worked a year and a half for Cops Monitoring, which is an alarm monitoring company, and she has family here. Your Honor, we would ask you to set a lower bond of perhaps $1,000.
Well, if you don't mind, Ms. Pollack, I was thinking more like 500.
Oh, that'd be better, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. She has no criminal history. I've read the probable cause affidavit. It's gonna be a $500 bond, no charge for count two, and no contact with Mr. Charleston, other than third-party contact for child care purposes.
Hold on for the paper with yours in here.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Pierre Justin Lundy.
Decline the public defender.
Okay. You folks here on the Lundy case? Raise your is your son, okay? Okay. Mom and dad? Okay. Thanks for coming. Mr. Lundy, you're charged with 1 count of domestic violence battery. Your mother and your father are here present in the courtroom. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause. Mr. Lundy, have any history?
I don't have anything, Your Honor.
Okay. What would you guys like me to know? Who wants to speak?
Yeah, we just something because
Speak up.
we just was something as a mother and father because we was out and we was home from work and we come to the house and my daughter 16 sees the big brother and meet my daughter on an appropriate situation at the house with another young guys. So, and from there, he get upset, he get some punishment, and then from there, and she went away, and the police was involved.
Is everybody living under the same roof?
Yeah.
Is he gonna have some place to live for the time being, separate from you guys? More importantly, from his sister?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna let you know that they have to
Is he working?
Yeah, he's working in the school.
Working and going to school? Where is he working?
He's a pharmacist.
Pharmacist?
Yeah.
He is a pharmacist? Or he's working as a technician?
He's working as a technician right now, but he's graduating next year.
From what school? FSU in Tallahassee? Oh, so he's just down for the summer?
Yeah, he just
Can I speak to this?
Then they send him
Representing yourself? Judge.
1 second, Mr. Lundy, I'll get back to you. But your parent, don't interrupt your parents, okay?
Yeah, we just send him down there for rotation and go on different.
Okay.
We have to go back to get the graduation.
Understood. All right, Mr. Lundy, are you in school right now?
Yes, sir.
Where?
Florida A&M.
Florida A&M, okay. That's the other Tallahassee school. I defaulted to FSU, I'm sorry. How far along in your studies are you?
I'm in my 4th year of pharmacy school. Just
Is that-
doing my rotations.
Is that a 5-year program or 4 years?
6 year.
6 years. Okay. And you're entering your 4th, or you completed your 4th?
Well, I'm in my 6th year. I did my 2 years of undergrad down here. I'm graduating in April.
Okay. When are you supposed to be back in Tallahassee?
April.
Oh, so you can complete your work, your rotation down here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. You're gonna have a place separate to live from your sister?
Yes, sir.
And you're working now in a pharmacy?
Yes, sir.
Is it a paid position?
Yes, sir.
Do you own any property here in South Florida?
No.
How much do you earn at the pharmacy?
$600 a month, part-time.
Are you folks going to be able to help him post a bond, come up with money to post a bond?
Yes.
Are you working, sir?
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm construction.
Okay, do you work, ma'am?
Yes, sir, sorry.
It's okay. Must be the long hair confusing you. What do you do for work?
A Publix.
Okay. And do you folks own your own home?
Yes.
You own it, paying a mortgage on it?
Yes.
How much could you afford to post for bond? Couple of $1,000s?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
You were quick to say yes, he's thinking about it.
Because I'm the one who carry the load.
Okay. All right. Under the circumstances, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it a $2,000 bond. Right. Typically, what that means is you don't have to come up. You can pay $2,000 in cash, but you can also come up with. Usually, they take 10% if you have collateral to cover the other 90%. So if you own your own home or any other property, that's usually not a problem. If you're willing to do that, you don't have to do that. But if you want to help him out, that way you can. So it's going to be a $2,000 bond. There's going to be, for the time being, until the next judge says differently, there's going to be no contact with your daughter, between him and your daughter, okay? And I am going to appoint a guardian ad litem, which is an attorney that's just going to look out for your daughter's best interests, separate, so that there's no, sometimes when families are involved, it gets confusing. So the guardian ad litem is an attorney. It won't cost you anything. But it will look out for the best interests of your daughter. Okay? Mr. Lundy, you understand the circumstances?
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Lundy.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming down, folks. Are you here on Mr. Evans? Come on up. Chuan Jerome Evans.
I'm sure I got it somewhere.
Come on, man. Ma'am, you are?
I'm his wife.
Your name?
Lakeisha Evans.
Lakeisha?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Evans. Your wife, Lakeisha Evans, is here present in court on your behalf. You have 3 violations of probation warrants. They are in case numbers 11003 391 CF10A, 11013 895 CF10A, 11003 133 CF10A. You're going to be held no bond on those. You will see the judge in division, is it FW, I think? On the 22nd, which is a week from today, on Monday at 8:30 a.m., you'll see the judge on a violation of probation. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So he's not going anywhere for the time being. He has a court date next Monday at 8:30 in the morning.
So what is that, like a
It's called a first violation of probation hearing. So the judge will let him know what they allege, how he violated his warrant. They could enter into plea negotiations at that point or set it for a hearing later on down the road.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And if he doesn't have an attorney, I would imagine one would be appointed for
Well,
him
how
at
would I
that
know
time,
if he has an attorney or not?
if he hires one.
Oh, I'm talking about.
Or if you hire
public.
one.
Okay,
If he wants the public defender, that probably wouldn't happen until Monday.
okay.
Okay?
All right, thank you.
Thanks for coming down, ma'am. Rosie Cole.
Yes.
Good morning, Ms.
She's here,
Cole.
Judge.
You're charged in count 1 with simple battery, count 2, criminal mischief, count 3, resisting an officer without violence, and count 4, simple battery. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause. Although in all actuality, count 1 and 4 really should be 1 count of battery.
Right. What property? I don't know. He's been arrested.
One moment, Judge.
Ask him? I don't know what property is
No
damaged.
priors.
What property? Who knows? This is her first arrest, Your Honor.
Okay?
She's 57 years old. She's been here for 23 years. Miss Cole does have family at home, her 4 pets. She owns her home, and she indicates that the alleged victim is a squatter at that home right now. We would ask for an ROR, Judge.
Where this incident located is her home. She owns it.
Yes, Your Honor. It's my home.
Do you own it free and clear, or is there a mortgage on it?
No, there's no mortgage.
And the deed is in your name?
Yes, it's in my name. I paid for it.
I guess this gets into the area where I'm not allowed to give legal advice, okay? Did you, no criminal history, Mr. Linder, is that what you said?
No.
You didn't say that, or?
No, I'm saying that she has no record.
Okay.
Yes.
Any contact? Oh, it's not domestic. Sorry, yeah. Well, Ms. Cole, here's the problem. It's not a problem. Something you may need to find a solution to. Anytime we have charges such as this, there's going to be a no contact order put in place, which means you're not to have any contact with the listed victim of any type.
But I don't.
Wait,
but
just don't say anything, because anything you say should go through your attorney. That's why Ms. Pollock's
Yes,
standing
I can
there.
give her some advice, Judge.
But, so if you own the house, free and clear, and you're the only name on the deed, typically you get to control who stays and who goes. So it gets a little confusing, because if there's a no contact order, you can't have any contact with her.
But I have to live in my house. I don't have any place else to live.
I'm just trying to point out the potential conundrum here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the facts are, other than what I read in the police report. But if it's your house free and clear, I mean, you said a squatter. I'm not sure what that means, really. I know legally what it means, but under the
It's a homeless person.
Well, that should be real easy to take care of then. They're going to have to get out. If it's a homeless person that has no right to live there other than you giving permission,
Okay, you can call the police department.
that seems too simple of a problem to this solution.
The police department said that they
Something we're not
would
getting here,
trespass.
reading between the lines. But.
Well, I mean, it says it's a tenant, so.
Patrice, did you interview her?
And she needs access to her cell phone, Judge, if you are not RORing her.
Okay, what was that?
But the problem is that the kids.
Okay. All right.
See, that's what.
All right, I'm willing to put her on pretrial services pending verification because it's not yet been verified.
Thank you, Judge. You won't have to post a bond.
But there is going to be a no contact order, so you need to do what you got to do to get that taken care of. Rochelle Marcia Zeitlin. Good morning, Ms. Zeitlin. You're charged in count 1 with trespassing, count 2, obstruction by a disguised person, count 3 is a violation of probation in case number 14014-162 CF10A. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause to hold you for counts 1 and 2. And then there's the violation of probation in count 3. No charge for count 1, $100 bond on count 2. You'll be held no bond on the violation of probation in count 3. You'll see the judge in the Division FD on the 18th, which is Thursday, 9 a.m.
That's it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Keila Brown.
Please try to help me out. I just want to get out and do it.
Good morning, Ms. Brown.
Good morning.
You're charged in count 1 with burglary with an assault or battery. Count 2, burglary of a dwelling or structure while armed. Count 3, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, domestic violence. Count 4, aggravated battery, knew or should have known the victim was pregnant. And count 5, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, domestic violence. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause on all 5 charges. Count 1 and count 2 are both felonies punishable by up to life in prison, which means you could be held no bond if the proof of guilt is evident or the presumption of guilt is great, based on the information in the 4 corners of the probable cause affidavit. I have read the probable cause affidavit. I do find that the proof of guilt is evident and the presumption of guilt is great. So a no bond hold on count 1 and 2 is appropriate. I need to set a bond on counts 3, 4, and 5. Mr. Linder and Mr.
2013 grand theft and uttering a forged instrument.
Any contact with the victim?
There was no contact there.
Pollock? Anything, Ms. Pollock?
Your Honor, she's lived here for 15 years. She has worked at IHOP for 3 years. She has a 4-year-old child that she is worried about, and she has family here. We would ask you to consider setting a bond. You still can set a bond. You have that discretion, Your Honor, on counts 1 and 2.
Okay. I am not going to set a bond in count 1. I'm going to maintain the no bond hold. In count 3, it's going to be a $10,000 bond. Count 4 is going to be a $10,000 bond. Count 5 is going to be a $10,000 bond. As a condition of the bond, there's to be no contact of any type, directly or indirectly, with Sakitha Brown. Yes, ma'am.
So how are you gonna be
2
able
is
to
no
get
bond
out?
as well.
No.
1 and 2
Judge,
are no
can we
bond.
have a photo order, please?
Yes, ma'am. Jaime Valderrama or Jamie Valderrama? You are, ma'am?
I'm Sabrina Soto.
We need a Spanish interpreter, Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
Siéntate, por favor.
It's better to be in Spanish. Mary Rochelle Stevens Carr.
What my charges are?
Battery on.
Good morning, Ms. Stevens Carr. You're charged on count 1. Well, you're charged with 1 count of battery on an officer. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause. Does Ms. Stevens Carr have any criminal history?
One moment, Judge.
Out of Georgia, DUI in 2009. And the priors, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay. Your Honor, she's been here for 3 years. She's a full-time student. In her, at this time, she's enrolled to achieve her doctoral degree at Nova Southeastern for clinical psychology. I believe pretrial release may have interviewed her, and we would ask for pretrial release.
Desiree.
All right, Ms. Stevens Carr, when are you going to get your doctorate?
Yes?
In psychology?
Yes, sir.
And what discipline? Clinical, forensic?
Clinical?
Oh, forensic's much more interesting. I don't think there's a lot of money in it, though. All right, ma'am, I'm going to put you on pretrial release. So you have to, it'll be explained to you, but you have to report in person initially, and then after that, you'll have to report by phone twice a week.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
Yes,
All right,
sir.
good luck to you, ma'am.
Okay. No.
Okay. Leslie Herbert Rex.
I see that's on medical loan, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Tuesday, 1:30. Christine Ammon.
Ryan.
Hold on, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Ammon.
This is
Charge in
just-
count 1, prostitution. Count 2 is a warrant in case number, a traffic warrant in case number 15047114 TC20A. Count 3 is a petty theft. Count 4 is false ownership for pawned items. Count 5 is dealing in stolen property. Apparently, probable cause has previously been found by Judge Davis.
Yes.
I guess you were brought back just for medical reset to let you know what your bond is. You have a $300 bond in count 1. You're going to be held no bond on the warrant in count 2. You have a $100 bond in count 3, $1,000 bond in count 4, $3,500 bond in count 5. So that's $4,900 are your total bonds, but you're being held no bond on count 2 for the traffic warrant. Hit the button on the mic. I can't hear you.
It's on already, Yana.
Do I have a court date for the no bond?
They haven't given me one yet, but you'll get one soon.
And is it possible to run everything concurrent, or will I find that out later?
You'll find that out later. Typically, if they're all state charges, concurrent is not a problem. Okay? Catherine Elizabeth O'Connell.
North Broward Medical Reset.
Thank you. Tuesday, 1:30.
Come on, Emily.
Emily Polino.
North Broward.
Morning, Ms. Polino. You're charged with offering or agreeing for a lewd act, third or subsequent offense, and you have a violation of probation warrant in case number 16001-994 CF10A. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause. Got a $1,000 bond on count 1. You'll be held no bond on the violation of probation warrant.
Do I have a court date for that yet?
Looks like Wednesday at 8:30.
Wednesday at 8:30?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
also, would they be able to dismiss my prostitution?
Well, who's they?
My judge for probate.
Well,
For
I don't
the
want to get overly
probation.
technical on you, but the judge just can't dismiss a charge at arraignment. The state can agree to drop the charges, or if there's a legal reason down the road, but it's very rare for the judge to dismiss a felony charge. But it may not
All right.
ever get filed. I don't know.
Right.
You have to wait and see. It's not going to be
All
filed
right.
by Wednesday.
All right.
Okay?
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome. Christine Carter.
North Broward again.
Morning, Ms. Carter. You're charged in count 1 with possession of cocaine. Count 2 is possession of drug paraphernalia. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I find probable cause to hold you for these charges.
Judge,
Bond is $1,000 on count 1 and no charge on count 2.
Judge, is there any way to check, Desiree, can we check if her bond was posted? She wants to, her boyfriend was supposed to bond her out.
Give me 1 second.
We're checking to see if your bond is posted, man. Judge, would the court consider pretrial or ROR? Unless I could tell you that she's a resident. She's been here since January. She lives in a house in Margate with her boyfriend. She's currently employed as a waitress. She hasn't been able to get a hold of anybody since she's been incarcerated. Based on those facts, would the court release her or place her on pretrial?
This charge also has an extensive criminal history, including things such as escape, possession of drugs, such in 2008, 2012, 2013, 2014.
No. All right, ma'am, your bond is $1,000 on count 1. There's no charge for count 2.
That's it.
Francisco Valdez Diacres. Wow.
He'll be right here, Judge.
Okay.
You skipped Joseph DiPercio, I think?
Yeah, you did.
What's the name?
DiPercio on page 11?
He's at the bottom for some reason.
Oh.
I know the name. I recognize him. He's the last one on my stack.
Oh, I apologize, Judge.
No problem.
But he's on page 11.
He's on page 11, but He's also on another page.
He's
yeah.
also on page 25, apparently.
Right.
Just let Mr. DiPercio, we always save the best for last.
I'll let him know, Judge. It's all right. He's up here.
Are you Mr. Valdez Villacres?
Yes, good morning.
How do you pronounce your last name properly?
Valdez, V-A-L-D-E-Z.
Oh, that's the easy part. What about the rest of it?
Villacres.
Is it Villacres? Okay.
V-I-L. Yeah, Villacres.
Okay. Mr. Valdez Villacres, you're charged with one count of exposing your sex organs in public. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause. Your bond is $100.
Okay. Good.
Okay?
Yeah.
Your Honor, I just asked for an order of no return to this location at 3101 East Oakland Park Boulevard.
All right, as a condition of your bond, you're not to return to 3101 East Oakland Park Boulevard. Was that a train station, a bus station or something?
I'm not certain. That's why I need an abundance of caution.
Can't return to the place where you were arrested.
Never.
Well, while you're out on bond for these charges, so however long that is.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Good. Thank you.
Yaya Leonicio Rodriguez.
Medical reset. She's right there. No.
Yaya Rodriguez?
Medical reset.
Oh, medical reset, Judge.
Thank you.
What happened?
No weapon. He was actually on a GPS monitor. If the court has phone call, we're going to access the details after the report.
Okay. I do find probable cause. I will revoke his pretrial services in case number 16-01242. And we can still do a medical reset and bring him back and explain it all to him.
So you'll find public cause today as well and just be accepted for bond purposes?
Yes, ma'am. I couldn't have said it better myself. Jeffrey Renee Mallet.
No, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Mallet. You're charged with petty theft. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause. Your bond is $100.
You'd like to try to resolve it, Judge?
Yes, let's check to see what it is. Grand theft last year, 90 days county jail. Theft 2014. Grand theft 2014 with the VOP.
Not inclined to resolve the charges in light of his criminal history. $100 bond. James Donald Minturn.
Minturn? He's coming, Judge.
Okay. Morning, Mr. Minturn. You're charged with one count of trespass. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause. Your bond is $25.
Can you resolve it, Judge?
Your Honor, just to advise the court, if the court's inclined to resolve it, Mr. Minturn needs to know he has a pending burglary conveyance, and resolving this could add some 0.2 points, I guess. But
0.2 points, unless they've changed it since I did felonies.
yeah.
Is he out on bond for that?
One moment. Yes. Posted a $500 bond. Actually, $1,000 total. It was 2 counts originally. Guess the 500 on the second count got discharged.
Apparently he's out on bond. You said burglary conveyance?
Yes.
Apparently he's out on bond for burglary of a structure. No, conveyance.
Conveyance.
Sorry, conveyance. I'm not going to revoke his bond on the burglary of conveyance, but him entering a plea to this, they give the judge whose case is pending in front of good cause to do so. So I'm going to leave it alone, and his bond is $25.
If you
Lorenzo Hard.
James Harden.
How you doing, sir?
Good morning, sir. How are you?
All right.
You've been charged with trespass. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause. Your bond is $25.
Mm-hmm.
Want to resolve
Yes,
it?
sir. Yes,
He would
sir.
like to try to resolve it, Judge.
Okay? Mr. Harden, you want to raise your right hand? The other hand.
Other right hand.
Are you Lorenzo Harden? Just speak up for me, okay?
Yes, sir.
You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can put your hand down. You understand by resolving these charges this morning, you'd be giving up your constitutional rights?
Yes, sir.
You'd be giving up the fact that you are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. You'd be giving up your right to a trial, a right to a lawyer like Ms. Pollock at that trial, a right to confront state's witnesses, and a right to call your own witnesses. You want to give up all those rights and resolve the charges here this morning?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead, sir?
No contest.
I will accept your no contest plea as a knowing and voluntary waiver of your rights, sentence you to an adjudication, and the time you've already served.
Okay, you're getting out.
Thank you.
Sylvan Mateo? Good morning, Mr. Mateo. You're charged in count 1 with driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. They say it's your first offense. Count 2, driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs with a blood alcohol in excess of a .15. And count 3 is driving on a suspended license, first offense. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause. Your bond in count 1 is $500. Your bond in count 2 is $1,000, and there's no charge for count 3. So your total bond is $1,500. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Wadney Magloire. Morning, sir. You're charged with 1 count of trespass. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause. Your bond is $25.
I'd like to try to resolve it, Judge.
How old are you, sir?
21.
You working?
No, not no more.
You going to school?
I used to go to school, but I finished school.
Did you graduate high school?
Yeah.
And then you just stopped going to school?
Well, I ain't got nobody to help me out.
He's got to file a felony also for uttering a forged instrument.
Pending?
Yes.
All right, he's got a pending felony as well, apparently for uttering a forged instrument that he's out on bond. So, under the circumstances, I'm not going to resolve the charges.
Thank you, Judge.
Victor Samuel Perez. Morning, Mr. Perez.
Morning.
You're charged with 1 count of domestic violence assault and 1 count of resisting an officer without violence. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause. Does Mr. Perez have any criminal history?
Your Honor, I'm showing... One moment. He was arrested in February of this year for domestic violence battery against a different alleged victim. That was dropped in 2003. He was arrested for domestic violence battery. 3 counts against different alleged victims, and those charges were dropped also.
No contact, Your Honor.
Ms. Pollock?
Your Honor, he has lived here for 27 years. He has 3 children. that live here, 19, 9, and 5, and he has family here.
Any property?
Any property? No.
Working?
Not right now.
What were you doing, sir?
What was that?
What were you doing for work when you were working?
I was a AAA tow truck driver.
For how long?
Oh, that was last year, 6 months. Last job.
All right, count one's going to be a $2,500 bond. No charge for count two. As a condition of the bond, there's to be no contact directly or indirectly with Amelia Perez. William Mark. Good morning, Mr. Mark. You're charged in count one. Well, you have 3 warrants. First one is in case number 14-002-247-MM40A. That's for possession of cannabis. Second one is 13-004-035-MO40A. That's for sleeping in public. And count 3, 14-002-065-MO40A. That's for an open container. I guess we should reset these for the afternoon for Mr. Shate to be here. We'll be back here this afternoon anyway. If I'm going to wait for Mr. Shade, I'll wait for him this afternoon. So we'll reset that for the afternoon. We're going to reset you for the after lunch, sir, okay? Robert Sisson. Morning, Mr. Sisson. You have 2 warrants, both in case number one in case number 16001-164-MO20A. Count 2, 16-000-983-MO20A. Those are for the crimes of sleeping on the beach and open consumption of alcohol. Does A, B on the face sheet mean something different?
Maybe the selected the wrong thing, it should be wrong.
That's what I thought, okay. Just want to make sure I'm not missing something.
That doesn't feel wrong.
Your bond on count 1 is $150 and your bond on count 2 is $100. Okay? I can't hear you, the mic's not on. You press the button on the mic if you want to say something?
Sir, I was in the Marines. I just don't have any money right now. I'm on disability. So I wouldn't be able to come up with any money whatsoever. I don't have anybody here. I showed up to that court date, and I wasn't on the docket. And I was homeless at that time.
Well, sir, there's 2 separate cases that they're saying you didn't show up for.
Correct. The second one, I lost my paperwork, and I didn't know when it was. The first one I did show up to, and no one, I went to another room, they stamped my paperwork, and they gave me some phone number to call. I didn't have a phone at the time, and I was on the streets, so I
how are you
ended
going to
up-
get back? How are you going to get back to court on these charges now if you get out?
Right now, I got stable. I just got home, so I'd be able to take the bus from my home, take 2 buses.
All right, but how are you? You're living in a home now?
Yes.
How are you going to know about the court date?
Because whoever gives me the court date, I'll know. I don't lose things anymore. I have a place to put them.
Yeah, well, let's just assume that the court date falls out of the mailbox.
That's not gonna happen.
No, it wouldn't be your fault if that happened. But my point is, you got to be a little bit more proactive. Pick up the phone and call the clerk's office. Go online, go to their website, and see if there's a court date. Because you're just going to end up right back where you are.
Right. I understand.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Does he have any significant criminal history?
I would need his number.
PCN?
Yes.
It is 812676.
Thank you, just like us.
Sir, I'm a Marine Corps vet. I'm just trying to get everything back in order.
I wish you the best with that.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
He has some stuff in the past, nothing that significant.
Okay. All right, Mr. Sisson, I'll ROR you on both counts.
Thank you very much, sir.
But I'm not kidding. You're going to have to be proactive. It's, you know, you're going to have to
Absolutely, sir.
You're going to have to, you know, the ball's in your court now.
Yes, sir.
If you have
I'll
a
take care
second
of it.
failure to appear, it's less likely someone's going to accept your excuse that whatever happened, happened. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you,
There's
sir.
no more excuses. Thank you, sir.
All right, we have the Spanish interpreter.
We ROR'd you?
My favorite Spanish interpreter. Jaime Valderrama.
Jaime Valderrama.
Good morning, sir.
Buenos días, señor.
You're charged with
Buenos
count
días.
1 with domestic violence assault
Lo acusan usted por violencia doméstica, por agresión física.
and count 2 possession of marijuana, 20 grams or less.
En cargo número 2, tenencia de marihuana con una cantidad de 20 gramos o menos.
Sabrina Soto is present in the courtroom.
Sabrina Soto se encuentra aquí presente con nosotros.
I have reviewed the police report.
Y he revisado aquí el reporte informativo de la policía
I do find probable cause.
y determino que hay motivos fundados.
I'm now going to ask the state of Florida if you have any criminal history.
Y le voy a preguntar a la fiscalía si tiene antecedentes penales.
No, no tengo ningún
No, I don't.
buen antecedente.
But I'm going to ask the state of Florida to look
Voy
into
a
it.
preguntar a la fiscal de la Florida.
There is no record. I have nothing on him in the system. My
I'll give you a chance. Just 1 second.
my concern in this case is the victim's safety based on the level of violence alleged in these threats.
Okay, Ms. Soto, what do you want me to know?
Señora Soto, ¿qué es lo que
Now,
usted quiere que yo
Ms.
sepa?
Soto, you're going to speak to me in English, okay? But you have to speak a little bit slow so that the Spanish interpreter can. Wait, calm down. So, just relax, so that she can
Relaja.
interpret everything, so Mr. Valderrama
Tiene
can
que
hear.
hablar despacio para yo poderle traducir al señor lo que usted está diciendo.
If it's easier for you to do it in Spanish, you can do it in Spanish,
Si
and
es
she.
más fácil para ti decirlo en español, lo hacemos.
Yo conozco a Jaime hace 12 años.
I've known Jaime for 12 years.
Él es amigo de mi padre y de mi hermano mayor.
He's friends of my father and my older brother.
Hace 2 años y medio tenemos una relación.
For 2.5 years, we've been going together.
Hace 1 año y 3 meses nos vinimos para Florida.
A year and 3 months ago, we came down here to Florida.
Nos vinimos huyendo de la violencia en Colombia.
We left our country, Colombia, because of the violence.
Jaime no es una persona agresiva.
Jaime is not an aggressive individual.
Esto nunca había sucedido.
This has never happened before.
Yo quiero disculparme ante usted, señor juez.
And Your Honor, I would like to apologize in front of you.
Porque yo estaba asustada porque he vivido un contexto de violencia.
Because I was afraid. I have lived in an environment of violence.
Él nunca no me pegó.
He
Estamos
didn't
teniendo una
hit me. We were
discusión.
just arguing.
No sabía las consecuencias
And I did not know the ramifications.
Le puedo decir, señor juez, desde el fondo de mi corazón,
And I can tell you this from the bottom of my heart.
que yo amo a Jaime Valderrama.
I love Jaime
Él
Valderrama.
me ama a mí.
He loves me.
Yo no me siento de ninguna manera amenazada
And I don't feel in any way or shape threatened
por él.
by him.
Okay. You don't have to apologize.
No se tiene que disculpar.
You didn't do anything wrong.
Usted no hizo nada malo.
Okay.
¿Está bien?
Is he working?
Trabaja. Él.
Right now, yeah.
What does he do?
¿A qué se dedica?
He's a waiter on Cinquecento. It's a restaurant, an Italian restaurant.
Trabaja en Cinquecento como mesero en un restaurante.
Do you live together?
¿Viven juntos?
With anybody else?
¿Con alguien más?
No, I mean, there's no children?
Persona que tengo
I have
aquí.
a daughter.
Tengo
She
una
has
hija.
3 kids. And we're not here because they're not here because we came to plan a.
Tiene 3 hijos, pero no viven aquí.
I have a daughter. She's not here.
Yo tengo una hija, no vive aquí.
We're starting the process because of violence in Colombia right now.
Estamos haciendo el papeleo por la violencia en Colombia.
He's the only one I got here.
Él es el único que yo tengo aquí.
Are you working?
¿Tú trabajas?
Until I get fired 2 days ago.
What were you
Me
doing?
despidieron 2 días atrás. ¿Qué hacías?
I was bartender and waitress on tequila.
Camarera, hacía los tragos en tequila, en Hollywood.
Okay. All right, as I said, I do find probable cause. I need to set a bond.
Como dije, necesito fijar una fianza y determiné que hay motivos probables.
Count 1 is going to be a $1,000 bond.
Cargo número 1 va a ser una cantidad de $1,000 de fianza.
There's no charge for count 2.
El cargo número 2 no hay cargos.
But for the time being,
Pero por mientras tanto,
until this case goes before another judge,
hasta que este caso no vaya frente al juez
and they have an opportunity to review the facts,
y tengan que la oportunidad de haber revisado todos los hechos,
I am going to enter a no contact order.
mientras tanto va a existir una orden de no tener contacto.
I understand everything you said,
Yo entendí todo lo que me dijiste,
but there is a concern here
pero hay una preocupación aquí
that I have.
que yo tengo.
So for the time being,
Por lo
there's going to
tanto,
be no
mientras
contact.
tanto, no va a haber contacto alguno.
Not forever. The next judge, upon more information, may
No es
decide
para
that
siempre.
contact's appropriate.
Posiblemente el juez que vaya él al frente, lo vea diferentemente.
But for now, there's a no contact order.
Pero por ahora no va a haber contacto.
Your Honor,
If the bond is paid today, can he be released today?
Si la
They
fianza
release-
es fijada hoy, él puede ser liberado hoy día.
They release when the bond is posted. I mean, it takes a couple of hours, but
Puede ser que se demore un par de horas, pero cuando fijen la fianza, él es liberado.
O sea, ya la fianza está fijada, yo voy y la pago.
So in other words, you already set the bond, I can go ahead and pay now for it?
yes.
Sí.
Your Honor, I am going to be requesting a GPS monitor. I don't know Mr. Valderrama, but, you know, Ms. Soto certainly knows him a lot better than anyone in here. And according to this, she told the officer at the time
Primero le dijiste al policía
that she has fears that her or her family would be or could be killed.
que su
I'm not going to
familia
go
no
into the
puede
details of the threats,
nada por las amenazas.
but I think this is a level of threats
Pero esos son un nivel de amenazas
that the highest level of protection is warranted.
que la protección del nivel que estoy solicitando sea garantizada.
Yeah, the thing is that the police told me if I've ever been, si alguna vez había sido víctima de
The police
violencia.
asked me if I was ever a victim of violence.
El papá de mi, tuve un problema con el papá de mi hija.
I had a
bastantes años.
problem a few years ago with the father of my child.
Yeah, por eso me separé de él.
That's why I separated from him.
Y cuando la policía a mí me pregunta si yo he sido víctima,
And when the police asked me if I had been a victim,
yo me estaba refiriendo
I was referring
a
myself
los que
to-
sí había sido víctima, pero al papá de mi hija.
to the father of my child.
I understand. So it's not going to change much in terms for purposes of you.
No va a haber cambio.
But I am gonna impose
sí,
GPS
mucho por
level
parte
2 monitoring.
por lo que acaba de decir. Pero necesito fijar lo que dice.
Anybody else need the Spanish interpreter?
¿Hay alguien más que va a necesitar intérprete?
Yeah, we have another taker. Come on up, sir.
Because there's no confusion.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for coming down. Sorry for the delay.
Nombre?
José Ramírez.
Jose Ramirez? Okay.
I have it. Yeah, away from the top. Jose Joaquin Ramirez Reyes.
José Joaquín Ramírez Reyes.
Yes?
Sí.
You're charged at count 1 with driving under the influence of alcohol.
Está usted acusado en cargo número 1 de estar conduciendo embriagado.
Count 2, driving under the influence of alcohol with a blood alcohol level in excess of 0.15.
Y en exceso de estar conduciendo embriagado con la cantidad de más de 1.5.
Count 3, operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license.
Estar conduciendo un vehículo de motor sin licencia válida.
And count 4, possession of an open container.
Y cargo número 4 de tener en tenencia una vasija de bebida alcohólica abierta.
I reviewed the police report.
He revisado el informe policial.
I do find probable cause to hold you for these charges.
Y determino que hay motivos suficientes para detenerlo por estos cargos.
Your bond in count 1 is $500.
Fianza cargo número 1 son $500.
Count 2 is $1,000.
Cargo número 2 es $1,000.
No additional charge for count 3 or 4.
3 y 4 no le van a fijar fianza. No necesita fianza.
So your total bond is $1,500.
Por lo tanto, el total va a ser una cantidad de $1,500 en fianza.
Okay?
¿Está bien?
Okay.
Buena suerte.
Anybody else?
¿Alguien más?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Gloria.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you too. Leon Danvers.
Your Honor, is there any chance that you will change a capious bond amount that's been set by another judge?
Are we talking about on Mr. Danvers?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, let me see what it is. Looks like it's
Okay.
a warrant for possession of marijuana from 2008 from the West Satellite.
It was 2010.
Does Mr. Danvers have any history?
He had another possession of marijuana in 2008, as far as Broward goes. So it wouldn't be a first.
Okay. What's Mr. Danvers doing these days?
He works for Lamar Enterprises in construction for nearly a year. He's lived here for 26 years. He has family here. Children? Going to school?
He did another failure here in 2010 in Gainesville, or Alachua County.
He's a graduate of the University of Florida. Does that help, Judge, or no?
You're asking me, did I go to the University of Florida?
No, you could still be a fan.
I married a Gator.
Well, there could be, FSU and Gator in the household, or I'm a Kane judge, so
Yeah, it's a big state, a lot of schools. When did you graduate from UF?
I graduated from Santa Fe, but I transferred to UF.
Okay, did you graduate from UF?
No.
Oh, he hasn't graduated yet.
Okay,
I got my AA from Santa Fe, though.
I understand. But you actually enrolled and began attending classes at UF?
Yeah.
What were you going to study?
Marine biology.
What happened?
I just stopped. I got tired of school, so I came down here to work with my cousin.
Okay. How long ago was that?
I left school last year.
Oh, this is from 2008.
How's that decision working for you? You think you made the right decision, or?
Yeah.
You wishing you would have stayed in school?
I mean, I wish I would have stayed in school, but I'd rather make money right now and then for the future. So.
And never go back.
Yeah, you might want to
Yeah.
think about that one.
Right.
Where are you
Because
living?
you'll never go back. Where are you living?
With my godparents right now.
With
Is
his
that in Broward
godparents.
County?
Yeah, a lot of their ladies.
Well, here's the issue, Mr. Danvers. It's not the most serious charge in the world, possession of marijuana. Matter of fact, some people think it's going to be legal soon. But the
For
other
medical
side,
purposes.
the other side of it is, you can't just not show up to court. So, how do I know you're going to show up to court next time?
I guarantee I'll bring my ass to court. Sorry, my language. I'll make sure I come to court.
You say stays in his lane?
All right, how much bond can you afford?
I talked to my auntie last night. She posted on a bondsman.
Right.
So I can't afford anything right now.
All right, but what about your auntie? Is that the same as your godmother?
Yeah.
You're
that's my
lucky to have
godmother.
her. So she's going to post the bond for you?
Yeah. They went through Daryl F. Allen bondsman.
All right, well,
All that.
well, that's good, but then I'm under those circumstances. I think I should just leave it alone. If they're going to the bonds, I mean, it's $150. It's not a whole lot of money. I know it's easy for me to say, not for your aunt.
Could have brought that with me.
What?
I could have brought that with me.
All right, so I'm going to leave the bond as it is. It's going to be $1,500. Please show up next time, Mr. Danvers. That way you can get this off your back, okay? You have a case, sir?
Yes, morning, Judge.
Morning.
Kevin McGill on behalf of Carl Richardson.
You have a page number?
Not yet. I believe it's back. 23, page 23.
We have Carl Richardson on page 23. Good morning, Mr. Richardson. Attorney Kevin McGill is here on your behalf.
Mr.
Been
Kevin
charged with
McGill.
one count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without the intent to kill. You have a probable cause argument, Mr. McGill?
Your Honor, I don't have probable cause.
Okay, I do find probable cause to hold you for the charges. Does Mr. Richardson have any?
No, Judge.
Judge, you'll be asking for a $5,000 bond, which is what's going to be. The only thing I would point out for the probable cause affidavit is that there was no firearm found. There was an ammunition in the car, no firearm. Additionally, the individual that made these allegations, well, I have nothing here today to prove what I'm about to say, but the individual making the allegations against the defendant is associated with another defendant, Fort Myers, that is currently being held for an attempted murder against Mr. Richardson. So I believe this is some sort of retaliatory action.
Okay, under the circumstances then, I will impose a $5,000 bond. And for everybody's benefit, Mr. Richardson, there'll be no contact directly or indirectly with Mr. William C. George.
Quick question, Your Honor.
You might want to ask, you have a lawyer, might want to ask him.
Carl, I'm going to come.
He wants a photo order, Judge. Needs a photo order.
Okay, that we can do.
Your Honor, I'd also ask for a condition, possession, no firearms, ammunition, weapons.
Standard condition of bond, but just so you know, you can't possess any firearms or weapons while out on bond.
Even with my concealed weapons?
Yes. You're now out on bond for a felony.
All right.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you very much.
No.
Louis Nazaro Bruno. Bonded.
Bonded.
Thank you. Aaron McNair. McNair, you have a warrant for driving on a suspended license in case number 15044-671, TC30A.
I am a vet also.
Your bond is
I do
$500.
have a kid.
Your Honor, he is a veteran of this country. He has a job currently. Tell the judge what you
His
do.
bond was posted, if that means anything.
Oh, your bond was posted.
Oh, shit.
Bye.
Guy Malone?
$50.
Good morning, Mr. Malone. You have a warrant for trespassing on school grounds in case number 16001-149 MM40A. Your bond is $500.
I'd like to try to resolve it, Judge.
One moment.
What about Paul Chin? Are you bonding?
Like to resolve it?
Working on it, sir. Hold on 1 second.
Judge, the only thing I can tell you. On February 11th of this year, which was a Thursday, at approximately 2:23, for some reason, Mr. Malone, according to this, was walking around McNichol Middle School. Had no business there. I don't have any notes to know what McNichol's position is on this.
Okay. Under the circumstances, Mr. Malone, I'm not going to be able to resolve the charges for you. Your bond is $500. You'll get a court date soon.
Picking up applications?
I'm sorry?
I was picking up a job application.
We'll talk about that with your lawyer when the time comes.
All right. Your bond is $500.
Paul Chin. Mr. Chin, you're charged with one count of misdemeanor battery. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit, and I do find probable cause.
Your Honor, Mr. Chin, 2013 had trespass on school grounds. 2008 on a direct file, had aggravated assault with a firearm, received 4 years state prison, 4 years probation as a youthful offender.
Damien, how long have you lived here? How old are you?
That's all I'm showing as an adult, Your Honor.
Okay.
Take them now.
Mr. Chin, you working?
No, sir.
You in school?
Finish school.
What do you do for work when you do work?
I was working once, though.
All right, what were you doing?
I was a dishwasher.
Okay. Who you live with?
My grandma.
Just you and Grandma in the house?
Yeah.
You have any other family in South Florida?
My mom and my dad.
I'm gonna raise this bond to $2,500.
Also going to be requesting GPS monitor,
You're
Your
to
Honor.
have no contact directly or indirectly with the listed victim. It doesn't say she's a minor.
No, it doesn't.
With listed victim Wanda Varela.
25.
Level 2 GPS to enforce the no contact order.
How much that is?
Well, it's
Good luck to you, Mr.
$250
Chin.
plus collateral.
Damian Reynolds. Morning, Mr.
How you doing,
Reynolds.
sir? Morning, sir.
No. Well, it wasn't put that way.
We'll have to figure that out.
Damian Reynolds, you're charged in count 1 with driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Count 2, driving with an unlawful blood alcohol in excess of .15. Count 3, operating without a valid DL. And count 4, unlawful speed. I do find probable cause. Your bond in count 1 is $500. Your bond in count 2 is $1,000.
Your Honor, he's 24 years old. He has family here. He has a son here that's 9 years of age.
Bond was posted.
Bond was posted.
Arthur Mitchell.
Medical reset.
Tuesday, 1:30. Gabriel Baptiste.
Paul Ryan, Your Honor.
Morning, Your Honor. Morning, Mr. Baptiste. You have a violation of community control warrant in case number 14007-016 CF10A. You'll be held no bond on that. You'll see the judge in Division FK on Wednesday at 8:30 in the morning.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Darren Houston. Morning, Mr. Houston. You're charged with 1 count of burglary of an unoccupied conveyance. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause. Do you have any criminal history?
2015 trespass, 2014 attempted burglary of a dwelling, 2013 burglary of a dwelling, 2013 armed burglary of a dwelling with a firearm, grand theft firearm, and grand theft. 2013 armed burglary of a dwelling, possessing a firearm, grand theft firearm, and grand theft.
Okay, Ms. Pollock.
He's 19 years old. He's been here for 19 years, and he has family here, Judge. He's not going anywhere. He's got a job working for a car wash for the last couple of months.
Okay, $7,500 bond. Kevin Paul Isaacs. Morning, Mr. Isaacs. You're charged in count 1 with driving a suspended license as a habitual offender. Count 2 is a traffic infraction for having no tag light. Counts 3, 4, 5, and 6 are violations of probation warrants from Collier County. I do find probable cause for count 1 and 2. Your bond is $750 on count 1. There's no additional charge for count 2, and you'll be held no bond on count 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Good luck.
Rafael Miranda. Mr. Miranda, you're charged with count 1, possession of cocaine. Count 2 is driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. 4th or subsequent offense. Count 3 is driving on a suspended license. 3rd or subsequent offense. Count 4 and 5 are traffic tickets for avoiding a red light and speeding. Count 6 is an out-of-county hold for Suwannee County for the crime of violation of probation, felony, driving under the influence. Okay, I do find probable cause as to all charges and set a bond on count 4. The bond on count 1, count 3. Your bond on count 1 is $1,000. I have to set a bond on count 2. Your bond on count 3 is $750. Count 4 and 5, there's no charge. They'll be held no bond on the Suwannee County hold. Other than the driving, any criminal history?
I don't have them on my list. Patrice, do you have anything?
Okay, Ms. Pollock?
Your Honor, he has lived here for 49 years. He has 4 children here, and he has worked for Peru Landscaping for the last 4 years.
Okay?
And he does have family here.
All right, count 1 is $1,000. Count 2 is going to be a $10,000 bond. Pretrial services with the CAD monitor. Oh, that's true, he does. All right, so never mind. 10,000. Count 3 is 750. And then count 6 is the no bond hold.
It's your life, you're allowed to participate. 10,000. Bond, I'm here. 1,000 to 11,750. And a no bond hold for Swan County. Okay?
Thank you.
Neil White.
That question. I'm up here representing people, and you cannot get up.
You folks here on this case? And who are you? Brother and... Okay, you guys want to come up? Good morning, Mr. White.
Morning.
Your mother and your brother are present here in the courtroom. Count 1, you're charged with, well, count 1 and 2. 2 counts of lewd and lascivious exhibition by an 18-year-old in front of a victim less than 16 years of age. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause. Does Mr. White have any history?
One moment. Indecent exposure, 2010 out of Miami-Dade.
Anything else?
One moment, the system is loading up.
Okay.
Some type of parks violation, county ordinance, out of date in 2009. Trespass out of Broward, 2012. Loitering or prowling out of date, 2015. End of record.
Okay. You want to speak on behalf of your brother?
I do. Well, I'm the youngest of 5. Neil is closer to my age than my older brother, so he was really kind of my mom. She's a nurse. She worked a lot of hours, so it was really she wasn't really there, but not obviously because she was working. But Neil is one who taught me and my 2 older brothers. He was very responsible with us. He taught us all a lot of work ethic. He worked very hard. He taught us right from wrong. Even on the smallest things, he never lets us get away with anything, which I appreciate that because that made me into a better person. And I do a lot more than I expected to do in a single parent home. And I have to make all this and lifestyle. And I really appreciate that.
Speak up a little bit.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And I really appreciate that. I'm just trying to hold my composure here for him because he's taught me a lot of stuff as far as just like your strength, your individuality. Don't be scared of to be who you are. And like I said, he just taught me right from wrong.
Does he live with you?
Currently, yes.
Okay. And who lives together under the same roof? Just so it's the 3 of you?
Well, she has a tenant there, but it's in a separate
Is he working?
Yes, he is.
What does he do for work?
I don't know the name of the company, but it's like
An example what he does.
like he sells like cell phones and stuff like that.
Okay. At a retail store or?
No, I think it's for like multiple, like for like Google, like Sprint, and everything like that. I don't know the exact specifics, but understand.
It's I-Corps, Judge, and he's been a supervisor there for 5 years.
Okay. Anything else you want to say?
Just that I love him and I want to say something.
Okay. Ma'am, do you want to say anything? You don't have to if you don't want to. If you want to, just come up so that you can speak into the microphone.
Good morning, Your Honor.
And your name is, ma'am?
Angelia E. White.
Okay, I'm going to need you to speak up. There is a microphone, but I need to hear you too, so just...
Angelia E. White.
Okay. Thanks for coming down, Ms. White.
Neil is my fifth. It is my second child. I have 5 sons. It's no excuse, Your Honor, but there was no father in my son's life. I worked like 3 jobs because I didn't want to go on welfare. So I worked 3 jobs. I was not around a lot for them because I was always at work. But he's one of the best. He encouraged me recently. When they were younger, I wanted to go back to nursing school so bad, but I couldn't. I tried. And now that they were big, he encouraged me like 2 years ago, and I did. He says, Mom, you can do it. You can do it. One of his brothers doesn't accept me, though. So he just lost his way, Your Honor. He just lost his way. He just recently moved back home. Like in the past like few months. I don't know what else to say.
Was he or is he married?
No.
Does he have any children?
No.
Are there any children in your home?
No.
Children, I don't mean
no.
your children.
No. No.
Under the age of 18?
No. No.
And it's just the 3 of you in your home?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you live in a standard residential house?
Yes.
What city?
He helps me with the bills sometimes in Hollywood.
Okay.
Your Honor,
For those of us that work in the criminal justice system and have for a while, sometimes things happen and people wonder, well, how did that happen? We never saw that coming.
I did.
With what I'm seeing here, that's not the case. There's between current facts and what's happened in the past on more than one occasion, red flags are flying rapidly in the wind.
He called me and told me that he needed help, and he just didn't want to tell me. I didn't know, Your Honor.
I'm not blaming you, ma'am, at all. I just want to let you know, I believe in sharing with you the information that I'm using to make the decision that I have to make.
He just told me yesterday that he needed help, but he just didn't know how to come and ask for it.
Okay.
Your Honor, just to advise you for record purposes, I checked the 2012 trespass out of Broward allegedly also, well, not allegedly, also occurred at a park. As part of his sentence, he was ordered to stay away from McIntyre Park in West Park, Your Honor.
It's not the same park.
No, it's just a different park. And obviously I have the same concerns that Your Honor already stated, and I do believe a significant bond and the most stringent release conditions are necessary to ensure that this doesn't occur again, because I believe the threat he poses to minors in the community, and I understand what his mother and brother are saying, but I do think the aggravating factors simply and greatly outweigh the mitigating factors.
Your Honor, can I? The charges yesterday. What?
Say again?
When he was arrested yesterday.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give me some of the details? What happened? I'm still lost here.
All right, well, the title of the charges are he committed a lewd act in front of a minor child.
But
I was in the
Don't speak about the facts of the case, Mr. White.
he just stand up and did it, or what? In front of the child.
It's a little bit more detailed and nuanced than that. It happened on more than one occasion, not on the same date. It happened identically, it happened to be the same minor child.
Oh, the same child?
I would object to any further discussion of this, Judge.
As you can tell, Ms. Pollack, I'm treading very lightly. I'm trying to
I
answer
know.
your client's mother's questions without going too far.
I think it would be in my client's best interest if she doesn't ask any more questions at this time.
I was trying to answer the questions without asking for no good deed goes unpunished. So, here's what I'm going to do.
I'm not punishing you,
For
Judge.
purposes of bond, count 1 is going to be a $15,000 bond. Count 2 is going to be a $15,000 bond. It'll be GPS monitoring, level 2. There's to be Stay away from any and all parks, any schools, anywhere children might congregate. You're not to have contact with anybody under the age of 18 years of age. Yes.
I can't get a kidnapped.
So, Your Honor, that if he goes back, what do you mean by GPS?
He's going to wear a bracelet around his ankle. That's the same kind of GPS you would use in your cell phone to find directions, so that if he goes somewhere he's not supposed to go, there'll be a record of it. And the monitor, he can't take it on and off. It's a tracking device, basically, to make sure that the order that I've just made is compliant. And if he violates that order, if he violates that order, then he's going to end up right back where he is, probably without the ability to bond out. Yes, sir.
Just a quick question. I don't know, like, the route to work. I'm sure you can take a different route, but by accident, say he drives by, like, a school or something, for like 15 seconds, is that gonna, like...
It's very simple.
He's going to need to avoid anywhere where there's children. No parks, no schools, no playgrounds, anything like that. And if it means it takes him 10 extra minutes to get to work, then so be it. Okay?
So, can you explain to me about the bond, Your Honor? I don't know anything about this bond.
The bond is $15,000 on each count, which is a total bond of $30,000.
So
If you go to a bondsman, typically, they will accept 10% with collateral to cover the rest. That's typically the way it works. Do you live near, I mean, I want to nip this in the bud now, if we can. Do you live next to a park or a school by any chance?
Well,
How far away is the school?
the school, I would say, is about a mile and a half.
No, well, I said 500 feet, so.
And then, yeah.
So that's fine. And no issue with
The park's about a mile and a half, too.
Okay, so that shouldn't be a problem. Sometimes people, you'd be surprised, they live across the street from a school or they live next to a park and it causes a big problem. All right, so did I answer your question, ma'am, about the bond? Yes? Okay. Anything else, Ms. Pollack?
So after this, now what takes place after this?
Well, if he or someone is able to post his bond, and once he gets fitted for the GPS monitor, he will be released. And he'll have to check for court dates, and he'll have to show up to court when appropriate.
So how long would the GPS monitoring be?
Unless and until some other judge says he doesn't have to wear it anymore.
So he'll have another court date?
Yeah, this is just what's called his first appearance. This is just to let him know what he's been charged with and to determine if any release conditions are appropriate. I've made that decision. Now, the state of Florida, through the state attorney's office, will decide if charges should be filed. And they'll make a filing decision. They may charge him with exactly what he's charged with. They may not charge him with anything. They may charge him with something differently. That's up to them. And once they make that decision, he'll get what's called an arraignment date, a court date, where he'll go to court before whatever judge will be assigned to his case. It won't be me. And then the case will progress from there. His attorney will do whatever work they have to do. Ultimately, it will result in some sort of a negotiated plea or a trial, if charges get filed. Okay? All right. Thank you for coming down. Anything else, Ms. Pollack?
The mic was off.
Mic is off. I know you nodded your head, but your mic was off. All right.
Oh, no, Judge, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's a button.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I
a
saw you go
button
like
problem.
this, but I just wanted to make sure I didn't.
It's a button problem.
All right, you're all set, Mr. White. Alfred Exantis.
I'm going to the Marines next month, boot camp.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mr. Exantis, you're charged in count 1 with driving on a suspended license as an habitual offender. Count 2, expired tag over 6 months. Count 3 is operating a motorcycle without a license. Count 4 is operating a motorcycle without eye protection. Count 5 is a ticket for having an unsecured or obscured tag. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit and your driver's license record. I do find probable cause. Your bond is $750 on count 1, and there's no additional charge for counts 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Your Honor, he's lived here for 29 years. He does have family here, but unfortunately his father is on vacation in Haiti right now and cannot post his bond. He has no one else to post a bond for him. he's worked at a sports bar for 3 years, and he tells me that he's going into the Marines boot camp in a month, that he has signed up. We'd ask for pretrial release.
Was he interviewed?
Yes. Yes.
I was asking the, thank you, I was asking the person from pretrial services, because usually they'll recommend if they feel you're an appropriate candidate, and they're not doing so.
He's got a failure to appear. There was some other issues a couple years ago.
All right, I'm going to leave the $750 bond and put pretrial services pending verification because he's not been verified yet.
Is that $750 or pretrial release?
Yes, but they have to verify him first.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Vincent Mancine?
Yeah, this looks like this was a... Yeah. That's why they crossed it out the second part in the arrest.
Yeah, I would agree. Good afternoon, good morning, Mr. Mancine. You're charged with 1 count of burglary of a dwelling or structure. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause. Standard bond on that? 1,000?
It's like 1,500 or 2,500. It's got lengthy history. 09 Berg structure, 46.5 months state prison. 08 trespass. 05 alprazolam methadone with the VOP, 46.5 months. Theft 04. Oxycodone 02 with the VOP, 46.5 months. Hydrocodone 02 with the VOP, 46.5 months. Cocaine, marijuana, carrying concealed weapon 97. Cocaine VOP 86. Cocaine 84.
Okay.
I've been in trouble a long time, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I just picked up a couple studs.
Was he using you or did he decline?
He's using me, Judge,
Okay.
but
What do you have?
let me speak, okay? He's been here for 35 years. What he's trying to say is that he has not been arrested in many years since his release. And he pleads not guilty to this, Judge. He's got 2 kids here. They're 21 and 28. And he's worked for as a carpenter, self-employed, truck driver for the last couple of years. He has family here, Judge.
Okay.
This is his home.
All right, $1,500 bond. Stay away from that site.
Yes, sir.
Nathaniel Treadway?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. You're charged in count 1 with possession of oxycodone, count 2, petty theft. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1, no additional charge for count 2.
Okay.
Vernon Coleman.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Morning, Mr. Coleman. You're charged in count 1 with possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. Count 2, possession of drug paraphernalia. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit, and I do find probable cause. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1, no additional charge for count 2.
Okay. When pre-trial, you interviewed by pre-trial.
Can he do pretrial release, Judge? He said they
interviewed me.
They interviewed him. They interview everybody.
They interview everybody.
How many of you live here?
They tell me you're not a candidate for pretrial release.
Not a candidate for pretrial release. Wow.
Why? Because they say you have over 46 arrests.
They got to do with life now. That's in the past.
All right,
Could be.
Derek Krusecki.
Good morning.
Sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
That's
Count
okay.
1, you're charged with aggravated assault on a person 65 years of age or older. Count 2 is battery on a person 65 years of age or older.
I didn't see an age. Was there an age?
Yeah, there was 7.
Okay.
71. Fourth line of the PC. I do find probable cause for both. Does Mr. Prosecki have any?
1 second, Judge.
No priors, Your Honor.
No priors?
Right. Your Honor, he is a chef. He has worked at the Courtyard Cafe for 8 years and recently at Tropics Restaurant for the last 6 months. He's resided in Fort Lauderdale for the last 11 years. That's it, Judge.
Okay.
He needs access to his phone for bond purposes.
Okay. All right, it's going to be a $1,000 bond on count 1. It's going to be a $3,000 bond on count 2. There'll be no contact directly or indirectly with Deirdre Santos.
Thank you, Judge.
Welcome. Justin Wilby Niles.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Charged in count 1, possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. There's a $100 bond on that. Count 2, you have a hold from Palm Beach County for grand theft. So you're held no bond on that. For Palm Beach will come and get you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Steven Nunez. Mr. Nunez, you're bonded. Oh, that's not Mr. Nunez.
Nunez bonded.
Nunez bonded.
Bonded.
Joseph DePercio.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You're charged with count 1, robbery. Count 2, kidnapping. Those are filed charges in case number 16007-592 CF10A. You have a hold from, what county was it? What was it? From Levy County for, it looks like a traffic maybe. And then you have a warrant, another traffic warrant here for in case number 16013-975 TC20A. Both of those are bondable, so I need to set a bond. What's his criminal history?
Well, count 1's bondable.
Those count 2, isn't it?
Kidnapping? PBI.
I thought it was only with a weapon. How I forget.
That's the one that.
I'm taking a carjack.
Either way, yeah.
Double checking there?
Yeah, I'll double check. No, it's no. I gotta be safe.
No.
Go ahead.
Okay, 787.01, 1A2. Punishable by life.
Okay. All right. Mr. DePercio, in count 1, you are entitled to a bond, so I need to set a bond. Count 2 is a first-degree felony punishable by life. If I find that the proof of guilt is evident or the presumption of guilt is great, and you can be held no bond. I have reviewed the warrant and the affidavit supporting your arrest warrant.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Let me finish, and I'll let you ask any
Yes, sir.
questions, okay?
Yes, sir.
Based on what I read here, I do find that the proof of guilt is evident, the presumption of guilt is great. So on count 2, you will be held no bond. Before you speak, make sure you talk to Ms. Pollock there. You don't want to say something that's not in your best interest. You can give me his criminal history, I guess, while we're reading.
Yes, Judge. As far as Broward, I see 09 burglary of a structure, grand theft, criminal mischief. He violated probation, was sentenced to just under 51 and a half months state prison. 09 escape, unlawful use of false name ID, resisting without violence and theft, the VOP. He received the same prison sentence concurrently.
Okay. Ms. Pollack?
Your Honor, he does have family here, and he's lived here for 10 years.
Okay. Count one's going to be a
And I've
15,000.
advised him not to say anything.
Yeah, good idea. Count one is going to be a $15,000 bond. No bond hold on count two. The warrant out of Levy County has a $2,000 bond, and the KPS on the traffic warrant has a $250 bond. As a condition, any bond that may get posted, there's to be no contact, directly or indirectly, with oh, her name is blacked out of the warrant.
I can get it, Judge. It's
I'm trying to see if it's somewhere else. No, it's still blacked out.
Raffaella Bergamini.
Okay. There's a male too.
I just have one listed victim.
All right, so no contact directly or indirectly with Raffaella Berganini, correct? That was the name?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. All right. All right, I believe that concludes the docket at 11:26. Eric, did you want this back?
Thank you,
No,
Judge.
Thank you, see you in the afternoon.
See you this afternoon, Jim.